Combs. I am so excited to be here. Anytime I'm able to talk to you in this COVID environment, face to face, to see some form of life is always very exciting. We have prepared for you a dynamic presentation. I hope that each and every one of you enjoy it and come with all of your questions for Mr. Francois. He will be happy to answer all of those questions towards the end. But without any further ado, I wanted to explain that I am the coordinator of recruitment, retention, and testing here at Atlanta Metropolitan State College. So if any of you decide to work with either one of my dynamic recruiters who are both on the line, and I'm not going to steal their thunder, then we will be happy to get you all the way enrolled. But you would see me if you have to do any type of placement testing. Testing is not a contingency of admissions here at Atlanta Metropolitan State College, but it does determine your placement into your core classes. So some people are referred by admissions to take the entrance exam and some are not, and it's case by case. But right now, due to COVID, the testing for placement has been waived by our institution and many institutions. So with that being said, I am going to toss it over to one of my amazing members of the team, Ms. Shari Speller, who's going to share her screen and put up our recruitment presentation. And then you will hear from Mr. Muhammad Rashid later in that presentation.
Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Shari Speller. I am one of the recruiters here at Atlanta Metropolitan State College. I work hands-on with Mr. Francois with our dual enrollment recruitment. So I'm very excited that you all are on the call today. I will not take up a lot of time because you're going to hear my voice a lot during this presentation, but I just want to say hi, and I'm excited to speak with you all. I'll also throw out there, I don't know, I am a Clayton County alum myself. I graduated from Lovejoy High School. So if you have any Wildcats on the line, go Wildcats! So without further ado, Mr. Rashid, take it away.
Definitely. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. Rashid, a college recruiter enrollment specialist here for Atlanta Metropolitan State College. It's an honor and privilege to be amongst my dynamic Outward Bound family. I myself was Outward Bound graduate, class of 2003. I also worked with Outward Bound in a number of capacities, from office manager to assistant director. So definitely Outward Bound is dear to me, and I sort of eat, sleep, and bleed Outward Bound. So definitely it's always an honor and a privilege to be amongst family. So thank you so much for having us today.
All right, before we get into the presentation, Mr. Francois, would you like to say anything?
I'm good for now. I can give a background presentation a little bit later, but let's go ahead and get started, and I can fill in what we need for our dual enrollment.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, you guys. What you can see on your screen here is exactly what Atlanta Metropolitan is all about. We are a place that inspires, challenges, and believes in our students. And that's one of the core foundational pieces that we have here at AMSC. And it's really fundamental for our dual enrollment students. Because as you know, you're in high school, you're navigating two paths at one time. So we really want to inspire you so that you know that you can accomplish your goal of earning college credits, challenge you in those areas of maintaining and understanding college life, and just believe in you to be able to achieve your dreams. We're going to keep going with this presentation. Let me make sure. Okay, we can hear the sound. So the next thing you're going to hear is a video that basically shows you what it looks like at the finish line with graduation.
At Atlanta Metropolitan State College, we're here to help you bring it. We know that your success begins with believing. We believe that you can do and be anything. It takes resolve, a firm decision to take action and move toward it. We are here to help you imagine the life you deserve, because the sky really is the limit. You must engage your whole being and effort into your education, knowing that every step of the way, you are going somewhere. You will graduate. Completing this milestone will ignite your soul and help you understand that nothing can stop you. As a trailblazer, Leadership will be coded into your DNA, and you will find that life after AMSC can be one triumph after another. As a four-year liberal arts college, student success is at the forefront of everything we do. We know that your education must be meaningful, attainable, relevant, and comprehensive. You can expect an environment designed with you in mind. You need a place that inspires, challenges, and believes in you. You are remarkable. You are vibrant. You are unique. You can thrive. You are brilliant. You can grow here. Not only can you get in, but you can triumph. Bring your brilliance to Atlanta Metropolitan State College. We recognize it. We cultivate it. We will help you release it to change the world, starting with your own.
All right. So here at AMSC, we are a four-year liberal arts college where student success is at the very forefront of everything that we do. We know that your education must be meaningful, attainable, relevant, and comprehensive. You can expect an environment designed with you in mind. So bring your brilliance to Atlanta Metropolitan State College, where we recognize it, we cultivate it, and we will help you to release it to change the world, starting with your own. And basically what all of that means is that we truly believe in our students here. And we know that with everything going on in 2020, it's finally the last month of this long year. We know that it's been crazy with social injustice, a pandemic, you all school environment looking totally different. And we just want you to encourage students, let them know that the future that they want truly starts with the decisions that they make today. And we help you guys to do that. So we don't just tell you that we help you do it, we show you how. Mr. Rashid, you want to tell them how we bring it here at AMSC?
Absolutely, Ms. Speller. And so we asked all of our academic scholars believe in themselves, have resolve, imagine those dynamic careers and GPAs that you want, navigate the collegiate lifestyle, and ultimately graduate. We want you definitely to be innovative while you're here, and definitely trail the blaze as a trailblazer.
Bring it. Bring it.
Absolutely, bring it. And so one great thing I always share with our school is all of our students at Atlanta Metropolitan State College make all A's, straight A's. And so I know some students are thinking like, how is that possible? Huh? Like, say that again. And so I'll repeat it. All of our students at our school, they make all A's and they earn straight A's. And so what those A's equate into is that we're accessible, we're affordable, and we have great academics. And so now we'll tell you more about those A's. And so starting with accessibility, all of our students at our school will earn and receive a free MARTA bus pass. We understand that transportation can be an issue. And so, and it can be affordable as well. We understand that students don't always have a car. Uber and Lyft can be expensive. And so having a MARTA pass is extremely important. And so we do have two bus routes that drop students directly in front of our campus. And that's going to be the I-95 and the 295 campus as well. And so now we're going to go into a wonderful virtual tour of our campus so you can really see what our campus looks like secondhand.
some of the best aerial shots of our campus, and I really think we have one of the prettiest campuses in the USG system. That's just my personal bias. So some of the buildings that you saw were the Student Success and Services Center, our Student Activity Center, and our newest science building, which is our Eldridge McMillan building. So that building houses stadium style seating and our newest lab. We also have the Student Activity Center that houses our bookstore, our cafeteria, our gym that honestly, if I'm just being a little transparent, I wish I could work out in because it's super convenient. And COVID-19 has had me gain like a COVID-20, but I can't work out there because it's just for our students. That's what your student activity fees pays for. So it's all for you guys. We also have a newly renovated lounge in there with beanbag chairs, like the foosball tables, all kind of cool, fun things. And our students get to go in and kind of relax and decompress from a long day on campus. And the last building that you saw was that one-stop shop, better known as our Student Success and Services Center. That building houses my office here in recruitment, Ms. Rashid's office, our testing lab upstairs, financial aid, what else? Admissions, recruitment again, and soon to house our academic advisor. So the point of this huge building is to have exactly what it's called, a one-stop shop, so that all of you can be successful in your enrollment process, getting your applications in, answering any questions that you may have, bombarding our offices prior to COVID, just hanging out, relaxing, and making sure that we make sure you're successful when you go out into the classes. All right, so keeping on, you can afford it here at Atlanta Metropolitan State College. So for a Georgia resident, you're just over $2,000 a semester. For out of state, it's just over $6,000 a semester. We always advocate for financial aid, filling out your FAFSA by using our school code 012165. So if you guys haven't already done that, make sure you get on the ball and do that and list us as an option on your FAFSA. And so we're ending our presentation shortly, but I want to let you know how you belong here with a couple of facts. So our student faculty ratio is 16:1, which is actually unheard of in an undergraduate setting. Most times when you're in higher ed, you don't get this ratio of students to faculty until you're in your graduate courses. So we also have a 65% female, 35% male ratio, of course, dual enrollment and traditional students. So what this really means is that when you come on campus, you are guaranteed to have a variety of people that you'll be interacting with that helps you with your experience on a college campus. All right, so here we go with these minimum admissions criteria. We only need a GPA of 2.0 and your official high school transcript, or if you took some other dual enrollment courses elsewhere, we'll need those college transcripts as well. So I know you guys have probably heard the buzz with a lot of USG schools talking about lowering their GPA expectations because of the pandemic, but I like to coin the phrase. And so Howard, do you want to help me out with this? All right, so we're not new to this, but we're
true to this.
There we go. So, that's a little retro vintage verbiage that we got going on over here. We're older than y'all. So, that's, we just want to let you know that we've always maintained that GPA status. Keeping on with our admissions priority deadlines. For fall, it's July 15th. For spring, it's November 15th. And for summer, it's May 1st. But don't worry if you guys are interested in doing dual enrollment for spring and you missed that November 15th deadline, it's okay. What that basically is just a rolling deadline. It guarantees that if you have your stuff in by November 15th, it's smooth sailing for you. But we definitely believe in working with our students and our population. So if you're interested still after this presentation, let us know and we will actively work towards getting you prepared for that January 11th start date. All right. So as we come to a close, we have several different ways that you can apply with us, either at amscapplication.com or on our website, atlm.edu. You can also submit your following documents. Again, that high school transcript for DE students. If you've taken DE classes elsewhere, it'd be college transcripts as well, your immunization records, and proof of lawful presence. So to break down what lawful presence is, it's one of these 4 items. Your U.S. birth certificate, your Georgia driver's license, or your U.S. passport or permanent ID card. We only need one of those to go ahead and satisfy that proof of lawful presence. All right, so the time is now not only to apply for fall 2021, if you're a senior coming in for that, Or if you're coming for dual enrollment, you can apply for fall 2021 or spring 2021. And I'm going to leave you guys with all of our campus contacts. Again, the areas that are listed on your screen are found in our one-stop shop, as well as my direct contact information and my colleague, Mr. Rashid. We want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. My alpha split is A through M. Mr. Rashid?
N to Z.
All right. So we have a split up. So, we love you all and we want to be at service and to serve you all the best that we can. So that's it. I am not going to talk any faster. I am done with our
Thank you so much. I told you they were dynamic. They're full of energy. Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad Rashid and Ms. Shari Speller for navigating this portion. So without any further, if Kenny, do I need to take it back to you or would you like us to keep rolling? Okay, so without any further hesitation, I am going to turn it over to the amazing Mr. Edward Francois to share with you about the dual enrollment program here at Atlanta Metropolitan State College. Thank you, Mr. Francois.
Okay, well, good afternoon. My name is Ed Francois. I'm the dual enrollment coordinator for Atlanta Metro, and I'm going to share my screen here. So let's see. Let me know if you see it.
Yes.
Okay.
We do see it.
Okay, so the dual enrollment program, for those of you who are still in high school, you're able to participate in the dual enrollment program if you meet certain eligibility requirements. So from a grade level standpoint, ninth graders, as of this past summer 2020, are no longer able to participate, but 11th and 12th graders have no restrictions. So you can participate in the dual enrollment program from at any participating post-secondary institution, whether it's University System of Georgia or Technical College System of Georgia or private schools that are authorized. And you're also eligible to enroll in any approved dual enrollment course in the course directory. Approved dual enrollment courses are your basic English language arts courses, math, social sciences such as psychology and sociology, the sciences such as biology, chemistry, physics, and world languages. We also support several CTAE courses, which would be business courses, for example, teacher education and the like. But all that can be found at the georgiafutures.org website. 10th graders are eligible to participate if they have a minimum 1200 SAT score or minimum 26 ACT composite score in a single national test administration, and it has to already be on file. So if you were not originally a dual enrollment student in ninth grade or you were grandfathered in, if you're a rising 10th grader, this is how you would have to participate. And when you could take the SAT or ACT scores and submit them to Georgia's Student Finance Commission, which is the GSFC. Academic eligibility. A minimum 3.0 GPA is required in core courses. Those are courses I mentioned earlier, the English language arts courses, math courses in high school, science, social sciences, and world languages. For 2021, spring 21, as well as summer and fall 21, SAT and ACT scores are waived. So, however, students must still have either 2.0 units of English to take English 1101, or any course where English 1101 is a prerequisite. So if you're an 11th grader, you most likely have ninth grade lit, 10th grade world lit, et cetera. So that would not be an issue. In order to take algebra, college algebra, 1.0 units of algebra 2 and high school algebra 2 is required to take college algebra or any course where college algebra is a prerequisite. Both conditions are not necessary to participate in a dual enrollment program. We recognize that many 11th graders are just now taking algebra 2 at the time, so you can still participate as a dual enrollment student as long as you have the English units satisfied. And we would just place a hold on your account to restrict you from taking math courses until you've completed algebra 2 in high school and you can submit an updated transcript. AccuPlacer, in exchange for, in lieu of having the English and algebra requirements, AccuPlacer can be taken for English and math, but both if the units above have not been achieved, but you must pass all three components of the AccuPlacer exam. In order to continue participating in the dual enrollment program, you must maintain a cumulative 2.0 college level GPA. First semester that the cumulative GPA falls below 2.0, Students placed on academic warning. Second semester, they're no longer eligible to participate. So you want to make sure that you're have the maturity and the discipline in order to participate in the college level rigor that's going to be required, particularly in these days where most courses are basically online. It requires a lot of personal time commitment and discipline. Funding cap. And a funding cap effective summer 2020 and beyond. All first-time participating students have funding capped at 30 semester hours. The per term maximum is 15 hours. That is a rollover from the past. However, Atlanta Metro is a one of the Hope Grant schools that allows you to use Hope Grant hours to continue on with your dual enrollment credits by using your Hope Grant hours that I think you get 63 hours in addition to the 30 hours. So it is possible to complete a 2-year degree, an associate's degree, by going full time at the college and complete your degree before you get your high school diploma. But in order to participate with using the Hope Grant, you have to meet the eligibility requirements. The eligibility requirements are no different than the ones for financial aid, which is you must be a U.S. citizen, you have to be a Georgia State resident, and you must be on a course to graduate from high school. You must be on a path to graduate from high school with the required time frame. Just to reiterate the AMSC application process, it's slightly different. It's a little bit more involved for Georgia's for dual enrollment students. You complete there are 2 components to it. One is you complete the Georgia Futures funding application. That is what pays for the courses for you, and it pays for the courses. It waives the tuition and fees and waives the cost of textbooks. Student completes the application online at gafutures.org. And the parents complete the participation agreement electronically with a link in the email or on Georgia Futures. And then that's part 1. Part 2 is complete the AMSC admissions application online. Go to www.atlm.edu, click students, then admissions, and follow the instructions for completing the application online. When you start the steps to complete the application online, it will take you back to Georgia Futures. So you must already have a Georgia Futures account in order to complete the application. And then once admitted, students work with their counselors to select the courses that would be appropriate to keep them on path to graduate from high school and also provide them with college credit in the dual enrollment courses. Just to reiterate deadlines, spring is November 15th, summer is May 1st, fall August 1st. That's to make it, as Shari said, smooth sailing, but we will work with you even as late as first week in January to get your applications approved and get your courses, get you enrolled in your courses. But the Georgia Futures funding application must be approved by the high school and the college before the end of the current semester. So you want to make sure that that's done. Otherwise, you may be liable for any charges for tuition. So what are the benefits of being a dual enrollment student? 1, you get a head start on college graduation by accumulating college credits while still in high school. Best part, free tuition, fees, and books. Georgia Student Finance Commission pays the tuition, and the college waives the fees and buys your books. If your dual enrollment hours have been exhausted, the 30-hour funding cap that I mentioned earlier, many students are eligible for the Hope Grant hours to pay their tuition while still in high school because Atlanta Metro is a Hope Grant institution. There's only 4 of the 25 universities in the university system of Georgia that are Hope Grant institutions. So with that, I'm going to stop and see if there I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Starlings and let you guys guide it from there.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Mr. Francois. And you can just stop sharing your screen whenever you're ready. I know we have several students that have asked us some questions along the way about dual enrollment and what that would look like. I know we even have a couple. I see Alicia just said something in the chat, and Alicia actually was talking to me a couple of weeks ago, trying to see if she could do everything she needed to do to get started for spring. I think Alicia was trying to get started for spring. And so I don't necessarily know the answer to that question, but I know we do have several students online that are interested in doing dual enrollment. And we've been telling a lot of them, even past dual enrollment, that right now is a good time to look at schools like Atlanta Metropolitan State College, just because we have so many students that are in schools that they're just claiming to be in, and they're not really doing anything there. So we have a couple of students that are at Georgia Southern right now, living in the dorm, but all of their classes are online. And so you're just paying for, you know, a dorm experience and not necessarily doing anything. I thought I was correct, Alicia, thank you. And so if any of you have questions for any of the AMSC team, you know, I don't feel like reading them all, so you can feel free to take yourselves off mute and just speak for yourselves. That's all good. Not all at once. I mean, I can, you know, y'all want me to read them? If y'all want to type y'all questions, I can. No? Yeah.
He pretty much covered everything that I needed to know, so thank you for that.
Oh, Edmani, we were just talking about this. We're gonna get you.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Gonna get you over that bonnet, but it's all good. Keep going. Go ahead with your question.
Oh my God. Okay, I have a question. Can rising 11th graders take dual enrollment the summer before 11th grade?
Yes. As long as you've completed the 10th grade, you know, completed all of the course requirements for the 10th grade, you can participate in the dual enrollment program during the summer if you're a rising junior.
Okay, thank you.
Someone just asked, do dual enrollment credits transfer outside of the state? And I'll let you handle that. I think I know the answer, but I'd love to hear from you anyway.
Yeah, so dual enrollment credits in general will transfer just like any other college credits. If you're within the university system of Georgia, then they transfer seamlessly because we're all using the same articulation. If you want to go to a school outside the state, then just like Atlanta Metro does, we will look at the courses that you've taken and do what's called a transcript articulation, meaning that we'll look at the syllabus, the course material, see if it's comparable to the course offering, and then transfer the credit if they're comparable. So yes, most likely, but since it's part of the university system of Georgia, they will transfer just like any other college credit for any other regular student.
Now let me say this too, because Mr. Francois is speaking, like he just said, about the university system of Georgia. I know that some of you and some of your high schools have partnerships and do dual enrollment with like DeVry or Georgia Military College, or I think there are a couple of others. And with those, you really need to check on whatever school you're trying to go to next, because the University System of Georgia is a kind of respected large umbrella institution. Georgia Military College, DeVry, some of those you might have a little bit more trouble transferring specific classes. So you might just want to check with whatever school you're going to about those specific classes. Two more questions came in. Mr. Francois, one of them says, does using Hope Grant and dual enrollment affect future financial aid or further financial aid?
Okay, so dual enrollment does not affect financial aid at all. So if you graduate with using just dual enrollment hours, you start at 0 hours on your financial aid roster, just like any student who did not participate in dual enrollment. Now, if you exhaust, because you have to exhaust your dual enrollment hours first before you can use your Hope Grant hours. Your Hope Grant hours then will deduct from your Hope Scholarship and Hope hours available after high school graduation. The benefit, though, of still using it while you're in high school, if you're going to use them one way or the other, the benefit is as long as you're a dual enrollment student, you are all of your fees are waived, and fees amount to about at least at this school, about $500 a semester. So if you don't have to pay those fees, but you're going to still use the hours to pay for your tuition, you may as well do it that way instead of waiting until after you graduate from high school, use the dual enrollment hours to pay for tuition, but then still have to pay the fees.
Right. And so with Hope, you guys kind of, you know, some of y'all might not be all the way aware of this. You have a certain number of Hope hours, period, anyway, right? So whether you use those, as Mr. Francois is saying, after you complete all the 30 hours that you can use for dual enrollment, or you use them once you graduate from high school, you have kind of a set number of those Hope hours that are available. And so it won't necessarily affect you negatively, because by the time you run out of those hope hours, you should have graduated anyway. I mean, just if you use all your hope hours and you didn't graduate, you got a different problem than the dual enrollment. Another question that popped in the chat was, can you still do dual enrollment at Atlanta Metro even if you completed courses at a different institution like Georgia Military College? Mr. Francois, I'll let you respond to that as well.
Yes, and in fact, you can participate in dual enrollment at more than one school at a time. So now, whether or not your credits transfer from, say, Georgia Military College or Atlanta Tech, will require an articulation because it's not part of the university system of Georgia, and it's a different tier type of school. But yes, you can participate in you can come to Atlanta Metro if you went to some other school first, and you can even participate at Atlanta Metro at the same simultaneously while you go to another school.
Wow, I didn't know that one. That's new to me. So someone asked, and I don't know if any of you would have this information, are there specific Atlanta Metropolitan State College scholarships that are available? I'm just curious because I should know that, and I don't. I should know that. Above my pay grade. Maybe I'll reach out and find out. I'll go ask some people. Are there anybody know off the top of their head? Any AMSC specific scholarships? No?
Okay,
I was wondering too. It was a good question.
So for students who are, of course, who are graduating high school, who have already graduated from high school, there is a.
We know how important you are. we know.
Now I'll find it. Achieve Atlanta. Achieve Atlanta has scholarships available for students, particularly if you're from APS, who can participate in the scholarship ranges from $750 a semester if you're enrolled in a 2-year program to $2,500 a semester if you're enrolled in a 4-year program. And that would be in addition to any Pell Grants or financial aid that you may be eligible for.
Also, and I'll just throw this out there for some of you, because all of y'all are TRIO kids, right? Y'all are all in Outward Bound. So there are several colleges that have student support services programs. Atlanta Metro is one of them in the city. I know that Georgia State also has a student support services program. I'm not sure about a lot of the other schools that are around. Student support services is the college level program of kind of what you receive from us in Upward Bound. It isn't exactly the same, but there is quite a few parallels. They do some of the tutoring, they do, some of the trips, not like we do trips, but something like that. And so for those of y'all that have met Miss Felder or Miss Morgan or Miss Kirsten, I know a lot of y'all know Miss Kirsten. She actually works for that SSS program too. And so there are some different supports. And so the SSS program, they have like a little pot of money that they can assist people with, if you're in good standing in their program. But also you have those resources. And of course y'all would, be able to bug Miss Ward, anytime y'all feel like bugging Miss Ward. Don't come look for me. But anytime y'all want to bug Miss Ward, she'd be on campus for y'all to talk to.
I'm here for you guys.
Yeah, just her though. Don't come looking for me. I'm looking directly at Kaylin's face on the camera when I say that. All right, good stuff. Anybody else? Any more questions? I love you, Kaylin. You're awesome. Anybody else? No more questions? No. Y'all real easy today. I thought we was gonna have more people having questions because listen, I don't need none of y'all to call me before December over. Ask me about Alicia. Ask them something because you've been asking me questions for the last 2 weeks.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
All right. So can I just explain my situation and see how can I come about it?
Okay.
All right. So I registered for my classes.
Okay.
Right. But I know I'm about to graduate with, it's supposed to be 36 credit hours, but I don't know, will it allow me to register for my classes even though I need more hours or no? Because I had transferred.
So Mr. Francois, that is Cameron Hardin. I know you know who he is because he's already one of our dual enrollment students here. So that's Cameron. I'm just telling you so that to help you put in your mind who that is. So yeah, so he's asking if he registers right now for a full load, it will take him over the 30, right? That's what you're saying, Cameron?
Yes.
And he doesn't know if he can do that.
Yeah, okay, so I can look at your account specifically, but you most likely have the 63 Hope grant hours available to you. So the way that would work is we would apply whatever exhausts the rest of your, I don't know how many hours you have, but just for the sake of argument. Let's say you have 9 Hope hours left, nine dual enrollment hours left. You've already used 21. How many have you used? Do you know?
How many Hope hours I've used?
No, dual enrollment hours.
30.
You've used 30?
It should be 30. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a little exception to the rule. If you had some hours before summer 2020, instead of being capped at 30 hours, you capped at plus 12 hours from whatever you had at that time. But let's say you do exhaust it. Let's just say, for the sake of this argument, then once you've exhausted the dual enrollment hours, we would use the Hope grant hours to pay for the rest of the hours, the credit hours that you still have outstanding. Okay, it will deduct from, and all students start with 63 hours. It will deduct from your ability, those hours once you graduate from high school, but you're going to use them one way or the other. You may as well use them now. Yeah. Right now, the Hope hours don't pay exactly 100%, but it's close. It's, you know, a credit hour cost is $101.07, and I think the Hope hours pay it like $99 or something. It's very close. Okay. And then you'd have to pay for your own books, which you could either rent the books. But if you're not being paid, if it's not dual enrollment hours paying for the course, then the books are not included. Even if dual enrollment pays a portion.
I was gonna say for that, I'm not 100% sure, Cameron, and for anybody else on the call, I will look at it. We might actually be able to buy the books for you, even if you can't. You know what I'm saying? So me and Ms. Ward might be able to buy the books if it's something that can't get covered by dual enrollment.
Especially if it's like your last semester too. I've done it. I did it last year, so yes.
Yeah. So so we might be able to take care of that portion of it. So thank you, Mr. Francois, for that.
So now, in order to use your Hope hours, though, you have to complete a FAFSA, right? So, which is not something a dual enrollment student does, right? So once you've exhausted your dual enrollment hours, or if you're going to need Hope hours in the spring, then complete a 2021 FAFSA now. So you can go through the process and get approved for the FAFSA, and then that confirms your eligibility to use your Hope hours. So just be sure to do that.
So 2 questions. One, Mr. Francois, somebody asked, one of our current dual enrollment students asked, when and where do they need to turn in their books from this semester?
You can return them to me at in building 500, room 129. It's the academic building. If I'm not here, you can leave them at just have your name in the books, you know, with not in the books, but like a sticky on the books, and just leave them at the chair by the front desk at the door. Or you can take them to the Student Success Center and leave them with Coach McKee, and I will retrieve them from there.
Yeah. All right, me or Ms. Waters here.
You can give it to us, right? Fine. You can give it to us, and I'll take it down to him.
He's right down the hall from Ms. Ward. We'll make it happen. Someone else asked, Edmani asked, I'm sorry, let me start using names. That was Jenny's last question. Edmani asked, if you already have taken the Accuplacer test and were recommended for dual enrollment but didn't go, would you need to take the Accuplacer test over?
Okay, so it depends. If you took the Accuplacer test and actually enrolled at some point and actually became a student, then all that's closed. You don't have to worry about taking Accuplacer again and whatever the results were at the time. If you took Accuplacer and never did enroll, and it's been over a year, you're gonna have to redo it. You have to retake the Accuplacer test. They're only good for 1 year.
Oh, wait. Okay, Chanel asked, she said she was told that the ACT score to get into dual enrollment was 20, but she believes she heard you say it was 26.
Yeah, so 2 different things. If you're an 11th or 12th grader, then a composite score of 20 is sufficient in order to participate in the dual enrollment program. If you are a 10th grader, we have what they call super scores. In order to participate as a 10th grader, then you need a score of 26.
Okay. Does that make sense, Chanel?
So to get into dual enrollment, depending on your grade, you have to get different scores.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
And so for you, Chanel, if you were trying to start in January because you're currently in 10th grade, you would need that 26. But if you were gonna wait and start in the summertime, for instance, because you'll be a rising 11th grader at that point, like at Monty Axe, then you wouldn't have to have that 26.
Wait, why is that?
Go ahead.
So if I become an 11th grader, then I wouldn't have to take the ACT to get into dual enrollment?
That's correct, because test scores are waived for summer and fall 2021.
Okay.
Okay.
So if I want to take dual enrollment in the summer, the test scores are waived. So
Right.
how do I do I have to talk to my counselor about that, or with Upward Bound?
Yeah, well, even if you talk to Upward Bound, we're gonna talk to you. We're gonna help you talk to your counselor. Your counselor is gonna take care of a lot of that. But I know that I know we have a lot of you that are interested. I see that Indy is also in the chat saying, "Wait, what? Can you repeat that?" So yes, I'm sure we will be doing some workshops as we get closer to maybe February, March, where we go over some dual enrollment summer stuff with all of you 10th graders that are anxious. Yeah, with some of you 10th graders that I know want to get started with dual enrollment. But as far as what Mr. Francois is saying right now, once you are complete with the 10th grade, you will be eligible for now to start dual enrollment because they are waiving the test scores for summer and fall. So it'll be mainly based on, your GPA. You still absolutely have to have the right GPA. I know that you do, Chanel. But you'll have to have the right GPA, and there'll be a couple of other things, but the test scores will be waived if you want to start dual enrollment this summer.
Yeah, so if I can just emphasize that, if you're currently a 10th grader and you have not taken ACT, you probably don't have the time to take the ACT, get the scores back, in time to be eligible to participate in the spring.
Right.
So you're gonna end up in the summer anyway.
Right.
When it comes around for summer, then all you need is a 3.0 on the required high school courses, the core courses, and that's it. And 2 units of English. If you have 2 full units of English, then that's all that's required, which is lesser now than what it used to be before COVID. So trying to get it in the spring is probably too much of a hurdle.
Yes.
It'll just be a layup for the summer.
All right. Good stuff. Any other questions? No? Everybody? All hearts and minds are clear?
If someone
on his head, I don't
Go
know.
ahead. What?
Again, Chanel.
I had typed my.
Oh. Chanel, and
You
then
can
go, Chanel.
I heard you said something about MARTA, which I know is a bus station. So if you do dual enrollment, do I have to take the bus or can I get a car? I don't know how to use a bus.
I mean, you can get a car. We ain't stopping you. Like let me
my parents drive me.
let me see you and Prada in the whip. Let me find out. Okay. Right. So let me say this, a couple of things. We do have some students that, especially prior to COVID, did have their parents driving them if they had in-person classes. There are also online classes. So all of y'all that are doing online school right now for Clayton County, there are online class offerings for dual enrollment as well. In addition to that, we don't know what the summer is going to look like, obviously. If we have a semi-regular summer, then there'll be a bus that Upward Bound will bring you to campus every day. I do not know if that's going to be a thing, because I don't know. I'm sorry, I got distracted by Cameron serving pizza. What is Cam? Okay. But yeah, so that's that. So we'll be able to help with some of that. if you think you're going to have transportation struggles, though, you would absolutely be able to maybe look for and register for online classes.
So you need to get your own transportation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you take in-person classes, you will need transportation. Alicia, what were you going to ask?
I was asking, so the acupuncture test is mandatory, right? It is most definitely mandatory, right?
And I don't think so.
It's not mandatory. The acupuncture test is not mandatory.
I don't.
If you have the GPA and you're a junior going into the summer, and you have a 3.0, they have, Mr. Francois said they have waived the test scores.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're already a junior, so yes.
So you should be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny, for it.
Yeah, just to clarify a little bit, Acuplacer was a requirement before COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
But because no one could take standardized tests anymore, the University System of Georgia waived the standardized tests as a requirement. So that's why it's sort of like a little bit of an opening. So right now, at least for summer and fall, as long as you have at least the English, 2 units of English, Acuplacer is not required. SAT is not required. ACT is not required.
Yes, and now I understand, Alicia. I don't know why it wasn't in my head. I remember now. Alicia wanted to start dual enrollment last year and didn't pass one portion of the Acuplacer and didn't start. And so I understand your question now. So yes, it's waived now. So yes, you could start. It would just be a conversation to have with Miss Molden or whoever is over that at Monday's Meal. Yes, Kimberly, AMSC does have online dual enrollment classes. And as a matter of fact, we have several students that are in them right now. To answer your question, yes. Okay. Any other questions?
For dual enrollment, can you take it all physical or all online, or is that certain classes, or needs to be physical and online?
You would be able to look for the classes you want to register for. If you wanted to have, multiple online classes, you would be able to figure that out. Right now, I think, let me know if I'm wrong when I say this, everybody that works for AMSC. Right now, I think we have more online course offerings than we have in-person course offerings. So you'll be able to, build enough of a schedule completely online if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and if I could add to that, even the in-person classes are taught in a hybrid manner, meaning that if it's 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 10, you would come on Mondays and depending on your last initial, and participate online on Wednesdays at the time of the class, like through a Zoom call like this. So attendance is still required. Or you can elect to just take both of them, Monday and the Wednesday class, online. But attendance is still required. So it's what we call synchronous. Synchronous is like a Zoom call where you have to be there both parties have to be there in order to have a successful chat, right? Unlike asynchronous classes, which is real straight up online classes, which are like text messages. As long as you can get the material, right, you can send the material back, but you don't both have to participate at the same time. So if you see the terms synchronous and asynchronous means think like text messages, emails, right? Synchronous means you both got to be there. So you have to be there on time, just like you would for a class in person.
Good stuff. Thank you for explaining that too, Mr. Francois. All right. So any other questions? If not, I'm gonna let this amazing AMSC team log off. Any other questions on y'all end? Anybody? I'm gonna take that as a no. If some of y'all want to hang around and just talk to me and Miss Ward and I don't know who else, Miss Wynn is still here. Y'all want to hang around and talk to us? I'm gonna stay on for a little while. But thank you so much, AMSC team, for all of the wonderful information. We got some thank yous coming in the chat. I don't know if y'all been looking at the chat, but our kids are pretty polite most of the time, so they're thanking y'all up right now. So thank y'all so much for all of the information that y'all provided. Somebody just, oh, well, we already answered that question, Sanila, but yes, most colleges that you're gonna go to will accept all of the credit. She sent me that directly. I shouldn't have answered it out loud, I guess. Gonna accept your dual enrollment credits. But you know, there are some specific schools that you might want to check during your application process. So yeah, that does also happen. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. Ms. Ward, you wanna say anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna say this.
You was moving just fine until you started talking, but you froze for me.
Well, again, thank you everyone for doing the speaking to our students, and thank you for taking the time out from your day. Thank you.
It was our pleasure. Thank you for having us. We enjoyed you guys.
Absolutely.
You're welcome. They're so polite. Like,
They are.
They're so sweet.
We threatened them. We threatened them through text before y'all got on.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
They are very polite. They're all really polite.
They are. We got a good group. We got a good bunch here. Okay. All right.